He is vengeance. He is the night. He is the one prophesied to close the gates of hell. He is the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one that they need. He is a silent guardian, a watchful protector. He is the Dark Knight. He is Batman.
Hello guys and welcome back. And as you probably already guessed, this is going to be a huge Batman tribute. Now when it comes to Batman and just about anything, he's managed to surpass the expectations and deliver his fan base pure greatness. And it just so happens, we got a new Batman movie coming out this summer and I am so excited to see it. So, in order to prepare for the next masterpiece made by Christopher Nolan, we're going to play some Batman games. Now keep in mind, I don't own every Batman game, but we are going to take a look at those that are simply considered to be the best.
Let's start off with a trip down nostalgia lane. Now before Batman became the Dark Knight we know him as today, he did have a period where his world didn't have death and corruption, and he himself really didn't fit the title of the Dark Knight. But in 1989, a newcomer by the name of Tim Burton stepped up to take Batman out of the sun and put him back in the shadows when he made his first Batman film. Not only was Burton's Batman film a huge success, but it was the first film to truly capture Batman for what he is, a dark and gritty superhero. Now of course, this was also the Nintendo age, and of course there had to be a video game to ride on the success of the movie. This is Batman on the NES. Now I'm sure by now every retro gamer knows what the formula is for a movie tie-in game. But like I said already, when it comes to Batman, he finds a way to go beyond your expectations. And not only is Batman on the NES a great game, it's also the greatest movie licensed game on the NES. Don't believe me? Take a look. Now that is what you call pure awesomeness right there. This game kicks ass, and anyone who's played it will tell you exactly the same. What made the game so awesome was the fact that it didn't really follow the movie's storyline, which to me just raised the awesomeness level just a little bit more. The gameplay and the graphics are incredible. You have at least 4 different attacks to choose from. You can Batman your enemies by pounding them with your fist. You can throw batarangs at your enemies, but they do have a short reach. You have a spear gun, or maybe it's a laser gun, which is also powerful, but it is very slow. The best weapon you have is a 3-way fire, kinda like in Contra. Now that's hands down easily the best gadget that Batman carries on his belt. The graphics are easily among the best the NES has to offer. While most of the levels have some pretty good graphics, it's the 3rd level that's easily the best looking level in the game, with great animation on the running water flowing through the ground and the spinning gears on the platforms. While every stage has some pretty good beats to it, my favorite score from the entire game is when you get to the 4th level. My god, that is so awesome.
Well, in conclusion, Batman on NES is a great game and a must-own for any Batman fan or nostalgic gamer. So what's next, you might be asking? Well, is anyone here familiar with a company by the name of Traveller's Tales? For those of you who aren't, I'll tell you. Traveller's Tales is a video game company who's well known for making LEGO video game adaptations of movies, like LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Indiana Jones. But they did manage to make one LEGO video game that did stand out from the rest. What was different about this game? It was Batman.
From the moment you put this game into your console, you're already treated to something incredible. For one, the game actually has the iconic Danny Elfman theme from the Tim Burton movie. I mean, how awesome is that? The first thing I tried to figure out about this game was just what period of Batman the game was trying to emulate. There seems to be a hint of almost every Batman era in this game. Like how the Penguin in the game looks like the famous Burgess Meredith Penguin, and how the Joker looks like Cesar Romero. Or maybe he's supposed to be the Joker from the animated series. So as far as I know, you can't make heads or tails from what Batman this game is based on. But in all honesty, just the fact that it was made in the first place is just a huge tribute to Batman himself. As for the gameplay, it's kinda like a beat 'em up the way you have to beat the crap out of anyone who comes near you. While the platforming stages are awesome, this game does have one thing that most Batman games just don't have, and that's the Batwing, Batboat, and Batmobile stages. While the platforming stages are fun, the vehicle stages are my personal favorites. Nothing's more awesome than being able to shoot down bad guys in the Batwing, or blast them in the boating levels. But the Batmobile stage easily beats them all. I mean, finally being able to drive the Batmobile down the streets of Gotham and mow down cars definitely makes it in my cool book. I'd say you owe it to yourself to make this a part of your gaming collection.
Now, even though this game is awesome, and it does have Batman in it, it just doesn't feel like a true superhero game to me. Now, something we need to address right now is that not every superhero was as fortunate as Batman to get a great game. And sadly, most of them haven't even come close to even being considered good.
The sad truth is that there's a number of bad superhero games out there that plague the name of the hero they're based on. Most infamous are games like Superman 64, Aquaman Battle for Atlantis, and even Batman himself had a catastrophe of a game known as Batman Dark Tomorrow, which is arguably the worst Batman game ever made. So because of the bad reputation that superheroes and video games have with each other, almost no company would ever want to greenlight the creation of any superhero game. But in the fall of 2009, a game company known as Rocksteady came forward with a game called Batman Arkham Asylum, and no one had any idea just how much of an impact one game could leave on us all. What else needs to be said? This game blew everyone's minds the instant they put that controller in their hands and took control of the Dark Knight himself. Not only was it an incredible experience to play as Batman, but it made you feel as if you were Batman. Something that everyone on this planet just wants to be.
What? You know you want to.
Usually when it comes to a good game, there's not a whole lot you can say about it. Well, other than the fact that it's good. But here, it's the total opposite. There are so many great things to talk about this game that I don't even know where to begin.
My god, where do I even begin? No, really, where do I begin? There's so much awesomeness that this game contains, it's almost insane.
I guess I could start with the story for this game. The story was written by comic book legend and hands down the best Batman writer alive, Paul Dini. He was also well known for his work on Batman the Animated Series and several other DC related shows, like the Superman series. Anyway, the story for the game revolves around Joker taking over Arkham Asylum and freeing all the various super criminals. At first, this might seem like a simple escape attempt, but the story really takes off when you find out that Joker was working with a doctor at Arkham by the name of Dr. Young, who he had previously hired to perfect the Venom compound in Bane's blood. That way he could create an army of monsters to destroy Gotham. And the only way to stop him is for Batman to stand his ground and face his worst enemies once more. Aside from a great story, the design of Arkham Asylum itself is why I fell in love with this game. Whether you're walking down a corridor, gliding across the moonlit sky, running the grounds, everything about this game looks gorgeous and feels like a graphic Batman novel brought to life in a video game. The character designs were unbelievable too, with the best looking Batman in any video game, and the design of his enemies were pretty awesome too, like the tall and slender Joker, Harley Quinn in her nurse outfit, Poison Ivy in her sexy goddess-like form, the enormous Killer Croc, a Freddy Krueger-like Scarecrow, and a huge muscle-bound Bane. The game also has so many things in it that many fans will remember from other Batman projects. It borrows mostly from the Nolan movies, like how Batman is able to use his cape as a glider to get around, something that was used a lot in Batman Begins and in The Dark Knight. And speaking of The Dark Knight, Batman can also use his cowl to map out his environment. Again, it was kind of like the sonar frequency gadget Batman used in The Dark Knight. But the best thing above all else in this game was the inclusion of Batman's gadgets and a rich combat system, and even some cool gadgets like the explosive gel. It even has the line launcher straight out of the Tim Burton movie. But my favorite weapon was the Batclaw. To me, nothing's more satisfying than grappling an enemy and dragging his ass off a platform. And near the end of the game, you get the Ultra Batclaw, which can tug up to 3 bad guys and break down walls. Speaking of which, here's my favorite part of the game right now. It's just those little things in life that bring a smile to your face. Anyway, the best part of the game is the game's use of stealth and combat. There's parts in the game where you're faced with taking on a room full of guys toting automatic rifles, and the only way past them is to take them out one by one. You do this by glide kicking them, tying them to gargoyles, or by knocking them out. It's pretty easy, but satisfying as hell. The game's combat, I believe, needs no introduction. In fact, it's just about everyone's favorite part of the game, and that's because Arkham Asylum had a combat system that was simple to use and fun to do. The way it works is that you attack with one button, dodge with another button, and when you upgrade all your combat moves, you can throw guys at each other and even break limbs. But it was the adrenaline you get from a high attack rate, dodging attacks, and finishing moves that easily made it the best combat system in any game at the time. I almost forgot to mention all the insane boss battles you have in this game. Let me tell you, they are nothing short of incredible. The scale of each boss you fight just adds to the masterpiece this game was set out to be. The boss battle with Bane is epic, and the battle with Poison Ivy is amazing. And the final confrontation between Batman and the Joker just blew my head off. But the coolest levels in the entire game are the Scarecrow levels. I don't even think I need to tell you how sweet those missions are. The footage just says it all.
And at the end of fear, oblivion.
While the campaign is excellent, the bonus challenges provide even more hours of addicting gameplay. Here you can visit some more levels from the game and take on a huge onslaught of enemies, or you can do some new stealth challenges. Now, even though this game was released on both the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3 version of the game was the way to go if you wanted to play the bonus challenges. Why, you might ask? Well, that's because of one simple fact. The PlayStation 3 version of the game had something that Microsoft's white box just didn't have. That's right. For the first time ever, gamers had the chance to play as the ultimate villain in comic book history. Playing as the Joker made this a must-have for the PlayStation 3 then, and a must-have now. Joker's challenges include stealth missions and combat missions like Batman. Only the stealth missions are hilarious when you're able to take down guards by kicking them in the groin, or by using any item from Joker's box of gags. But the combat was also pretty kick-ass. The way Joker's able to move so fast and beat down guards using his own weapons.
Well, that's all I can say for now. If it keeps going on, I'll be doing this for another year. But bottom line, Batman Arkham Asylum is the best superhero game ever made. And just the fact that Batman even holds the title of that just makes me love Batman even more.
Now, of course, with the success of Arkham Asylum, just about every gamer on the planet wanted another Batman game. Well, we waited 2 years for another game, and around that time, we began to find details about the second game, like the hidden room in the warden's office from the first game, and all those little hints in the teaser trailer. Well, 2 years passed by, and in October of 2011, we were treated to what will forever be known as Batman Arkham City. If you loved Batman Arkham Asylum, then this game will remind you why you loved Batman to begin with. The first time I played this game, I could not get the controller out of my hands, and I could not bring myself to turn off my PlayStation. It was such an improvement over Arkham Asylum. Just about everything I could have ever imagined was perfected upon. The gadgets, the enemies, the free-roaming environment, and an even better story. This was finally it. The perfect Batman game I've been waiting my whole life for. I guess I can start with the story. The story this time around is that since Arkham was taken over and nearly destroyed by all the chaos that it suffered, it was no longer able to contain all its inmates, and especially the super criminals. So a portion of Gotham was bought out and every criminal was thrown in and given free reign of the city. Bruce Wayne tries to put an end to this, but that only ends in him being captured by the notorious Hugo Strange, who reveals that he knows his true identity and will let everyone know who he is if he tries to stop him and something he calls Protocol 10. From there, Batman must find out what Protocol 10 is and stop it. Once again, I'm a huge fan of the design of the game. The city itself is so much more of an improvement over the previous game. There's so much detail into everything, and it's just perfect for creating the dark world of Batman. But the coolest feature the game designers made was improving the gliding ability. Now Batman can dive while gliding to gain more altitude to get across the city faster. Again, it feels like it's paying homage to the Nolan movies. Being able to glide around the city means that gliding isn't just for attacking thugs from gargoyles anymore. Now, it's the ultimate way of transportation. Another thing I loved about this game was the inclusion of so many of the Batman villains. While many fans were disappointed that not every Batman villain made it into Arkham Asylum, they more than make up for it here with everyone you didn't get to see before. Here, you get villains like Two-Face, Joker, Harley Quinn, Riddler, Ra's al Ghul, Penguin, Mr. Freeze, and a few more that I'm not going to spoil for you. However, the biggest change in the game by far was adapting a non-linear style of gameplay. I compare this game to Spider-Man 2 and Grand Theft Auto, in the way that you have a free-roaming environment to explore, and you can either choose to follow the campaign all the way through, or you can do some side missions along the way. It's not a bad thing. For one, when you beat the game, it means you still have hours of fun to power through. I think the one thing that will keep you playing this game for hours is the 400 Riddler trophies scattered all over the city. Usually I ignored them the first time I played through the game, but then I found out that the Riddler has kidnapped guards, nurses, and doctors and put them into traps that will make them suffer gruesome deaths. And if Batman wants to save them, he's gonna have to play a game. Now it's time to discuss the best change made to this game. The combat. Rocksteady was able to do the impossible. They somehow managed to perfect an already perfect combat system. While the combat in Arkham Asylum was incredible and simplistic, here it was refined and multiplied 1,000 times over. Now you can bring any gadget into play when you're fighting. Another thing that made a huge comeback was the epic boss battles that always kept you guessing what was going to come next. The boss battle with Solomon Grundy was actually terrifying and cool at the same time, and the long-awaited Mr. Freeze boss battle nearly kept me at the edge of my seat. To me, this game will always be remembered for the amazing score it has. It is so perfect and fits the dark nature of the game so flawlessly. As far as I'm concerned, Every selection of the track should be commended as not only one of the best video game soundtracks, but as one of the greatest soundtracks ever composed. To me, this ranks right up there with Howard Shore's Lord of the Rings score as one of the greatest pieces of music to ever exist.
Well, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and all that's left to do is watch the final piece of the Nolan trilogy, the masterpiece that will forever be known as The Dark Knight Rises. I know I'll be there, and I hope you'll be there too. Thanks again, and play some Batman games.